It is so cold. Go away. Oh, I'm gonna cuddle. I'm gonna cuddle up, try to heat. Oh, hey everybody. Oh, I know, mommy. I know. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, let me do this. Oh, just maybe you right. There. Better? Better, right? Mommy. Doesn't she look like an Ewok? My little Ewok. I didn't know any of the Ewoks' names though, and I don't know. She looked like a velvet, but look, if you do this, I'm gonna make her a Halloween costume with this slit to tie it. She's an Ewok. Oh my lord, you're so shaking. It's okay. Mama quit playing. Trying to keep a positive attitude, keep it light. um, Things are so dark right now. It seems like. Oh, by the way, please forgive my appearance. It has been a couple of weeks since I've been able to wash my hair. It's been so fucking cold here, and we still have 3 or 4 more days of freezing weather. We're getting above freezing today, supposedly, maybe momentarily. It's only 15 degrees right now, and it's almost 11 a.m. But I literally haven't pulled my hair back or anything, and it's just everywhere after, sleeping. Um, but I don't care right now. I'm watching a Midas Touch video. Of course, everybody loves Midas Touch nowadays, right? um, Plainly. I come through it a couple of days ago, a few days ago maybe. I'm not even going to attempt it again. Just destroying it and trying to come through it. I need to get it washed and conditioned, but I'm not. The pipes in our, you know, broken down house out there uh, freeze so easily every time it gets even near freezing. We get a pipe break or something if I don't know that it's going to happen, and have my hose running first. My hose is running out, to the back, but we have like a little ice rink skating pond uh, going across the walkway, but it's so rare for Texas to get like this. Really, usually the winters are very mild. um, I think it was about a decade ago that we had our last really bad, well, no, a couple of years ago we had a bad ice storm, but it was only brief, like a week. But about a decade ago we had a bad winter. Bad couple of months. We were down in the teens a lot. What are you doing, my angel? Oh, pretty good. This little baby's so sweet. By the way, I got tons of these kitties that need homes if anybody is interested. I call this one Angel because she'll walk up to me and she'll just touch my face with her paw. So sweet. He's like, I love you. Where was I? Oh yeah. Parkinson. Fucking Trump, man. This is why I don't care. My parents, I'm doing the video. I don't know if I'll get it uploaded or not because apparently I've not been very good about it for about the last year and a half. Maybe 2 years. I think it was June of 2023. I was looking through my YouTube dashboard and the newest video I could find is June of 2023 that I posted. on this channel, on any of my channels. I don't know. I remember it being 2024. I don't remember a lot of the months. I mean, I was busy every fucking month. I remember the last part of the year mostly from August forward because I was, when I filed the fucking, and they filed the, sorry, they served me with eviction papers, an eviction lawsuit, after the probate got done, and I found out I was unable to sell it because they think they foreclosed in December while I was in the middle of probate. So, filed this answer that was in August. I filed my answer, and we've been battling it out ever since. And, it's in the process right now of being transferred from the 10th Court of Appeals to the 11th Court of Appeals. This is Eris, by the way. She's my daughter's kitty. So she's not for adoption. She has an attitude anyway. From the 10th Court of Appeals to the 11th Court of Appeals, which is one of 5 new courts, apparently, that Texas has integrated into the system. It's actually a little closer to me than where the 10th was down in Lubbock. This is over in Eastland, so I'm not sure if I have to go even, but we'll see. Everything's on pause right now. It's just in limbo because the 10th Court of Appeals hasn't gotten the entire file over to them, and I'm requesting clerk's records from the Justice Court, the First Trial Court, and the Probate Court. I'm going to send them all. I want them to have every fucking record so they can see what was going on and see that this man did not ever request permission to foreclose. And when a property's in probate in Texas, that's what an attorney has to do if he wants to foreclose. They have to, their only recourse is to ask permission of the probate court or the executor if there is one. So it was a wrongful foreclosure, and I'm gonna win this battle, and it's just a matter of time now. But it has been a long fight. Kind of nice to have the reprieve of the pressure of like not having a court date, but I'm still doing legal paperwork almost every day because I'm pulling up all of some of the stuff that I filed previously and filing it specifically styled for this appeal, and then like adding a page in front saying, you know, I'm offering this information because, and then I'm elaborating on some of the things in it and what I think they should look at, how I think they should look at it. Yeah. So I'm also preparing more new documents. I'm trying to just bombard them with stuff so they can see that I know what the fuck I'm doing, and they'll tell this guy to go jump in a lake and give me my fucking deed back, and then I can sell it, pay off the note, and be on my way. Okay. I have been filing. What did I file the other day? Oh, I am filing documents. One I filed, just calling it a proof of ownership, appellant's proof of ownership, and I submitted the probate judge's order. That was before I thought about just having the probate judge send the whole file, but that's okay because they'll focus on it that way. I'm also sending paperwork that I sent to the Central Appraisal District having to do with homesteading, and the fact that this is indeed my homestead, has been for 14 years, and still is, regardless of what the public records show uh, as owners, the ownership under. Uh, and I am sending them, or I did send, a styled legal document with attached documents that I filed with the county property clerk and had recorded and indexed with my deed, which would be the first statement of, affidavit of death and survivorship that I filed to begin with, which should have absolutely done the trick. And in fact did eventually. But it did temporarily, is what I meant. It was only about 2 weeks after that I found out I had actually filed a probate, a little bit earlier, and I followed through with that. So, if I'd have only known, I had a title company working with a buyer that told me it did not work. And it would not work. I think that's what they said. It wouldn't work. That's not going to work. Something like that. Maybe I should sue them. It damn well was in my name within a day of filing and having that document recorded and indexed. And I've been thinking about just doing another one. I might actually attempt that. It's just difficult to get to the court now because, the transportation I had with my daughter's kind of fizzled. She's busy with her stuff, and actually told me I should find myself a church family that could do that kind of stuff for me. When we get into it right here, but she knows how I feel about fucking church, is religion in general, and I am just having a difficult time believing that she even said that to me. She's been helping me for 2.5 years after Dad died, and then the last year just said, fuck you, Mom. I'm too busy with my own family, and the kids have obligations that, apparently can't be moved because they're so much more important than me getting to my court trial to try to save my house. I actually had to pay an Uber one day to get to the fucking trial. And then my other daughter was kind enough to find a way between her jobs to come down and pick me up and bring me home that day. Love you, Alyssa. I love all my kids. I love my daughter too. It just blows my mind that. I'm sorry, Eris. It's just distracting is what it was. She's changed so much. It blows my mind that she's changed so much. Somewhat, in her opinion, about some things, and in her attitude toward me, and it's very sad. But that's not what this video is about. It's about Trump and them letting his ass run amok and tear the government apart and turning Musk loose on all these different departments, supposedly running the Department of Government Efficiency when there's actually a committee in Congress that it's there for exactly just that thing. Go figure. Um, it's an oversight committee that looks at waste and fraud and abuse. And, um, now Trump's giving them plenty to look at in the future, but first we have to get rid of him. So anyway, what he's done now, he is absolutely isolating America from the rest of the world. Okay? Um, and I'm sorry for all the other pretexts. This is why I made the video. I'm just astounded that he's getting away with all this shit. It just, at the conference in, I think it's Munich, Germany. Anyways, he fucking just stood there and told all the world leaders that we are standing with Putin on the fight against Ukraine, so far as not agreeing to get into the war physically, even if NATO gets into it. I think if NATO decides to put boots on the ground, Trump is going to pull us out of NATO. That's what's going to happen. God, don't let that happen. We should have had boots on the ground the day before Putin crossed that line, the border. Should have been right there with Ukraine saying we will shoot every fucking tank and platoon, whatever, that crosses the line, that crosses over. We'll just shoot everyone as they enter the country. And you can stop whenever you want to quit losing people, because we'll just stand here and shoot you as long as it takes to make you stop trying to cross the fucking border. Because it just shouldn't have ever been allowed to start. All the death in Ukraine should have never happened. Russia's people, that's on Putin. He's walked all those men into meat slaughters everywhere, all over the cities they've been, and he would have probably lost a lot fewer if we'd have done that, because he wouldn't have been able to round up new troops and get them out there like he's doing now, just replacing the ones and sending them out into fucking get slaughtered again on the front lines, and hopefully maybe gain a few kilometers. It would have been better for everybody if we would have just stood with Ukraine in the first place, like I said we should. Because I don't know if any of you know that I said that, because apparently I haven't remembered to upload a video since June of 2023. I swear I did. I thought I did. But looking at my dashboard the other day, it says that I don't. My newest public video is June of 2023. I have a friend I send some videos to, but not publicly. Just talking. I'm just terrified for America right now. I'm mostly terrified for our reputation around the world, that we've always been the good guys before, It's a little hard to accept the role of, being in cahoots with the enemy. Trump is just... What the fuck is he doing as president? He is a convicted felon, a rapist, a flat out pervert, a rude, narcissistic bigot. I don't understand his appeal to people. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Somehow, the universe sees this as something that is improving us all spiritually. Up to no vibration up. So I have to keep trying to look at it with that light, with love. I wish I could look at it with understanding. That's all. Because none of it makes sense to me right now. And I know it eventually will. Always does. Down the road, years down the road. Oh, that's why we went through all that. But right now, it's like, what the fuck? Universe. Lord God, help us all. This is just more frightening to me than anything I've been through in my lifetime, I think. Really, truly, actually, I don't even have to think. More frightening to me than anything I've been through in my lifetime. The thought of actually, losing our freedom in a country that we cherish because of our freedom, the freedom it gives us, the freedom our Constitution gives us, which were written by our original forefathers and should probably be amended every fucking decade or more. I mean, we haven't done any amendments, so far as I know, since I was a kid or a young mother. And I'm 60 now. So, it's been at least 3 decades, probably, since we've done any amendments to the freaking Constitution. And that really should be something that should be done regularly. Just like I think the rules for things like, the Supreme Court not having any ethics code and, being the last voice, even above the executive branch. Those kind of things need to be looked at every so often. And I would say minimal on the turn of every fucking decade. Take a look at the rules. Take a look at the way you're doing shit. Take a look at the Constitution once again and see if anything needs to be amended. If we can add another amendment, making small changes, tweaking it here and there every 10 years or so, just to make it just that much better, in order to form a perfect union. That was the idea behind the Constitution, to form a perfect union. And in order to do that, we can't completely rely on a document that was written in 1776 and only amended, 20 times or so? I think maybe 21, 25th, 20, 25, 26 amendments, something like that. There's been a lot, there's just, and most of those were all done within like 2 decades. Okay, that's like during the 60s and 70s, and then a little bit on into the 80s and 90s. We made a lot of changes in those early years of the 20th century. Mid-years, I should say. That, you know what I mean. Earlier years of my life is what I'm referring to. I was born in the 60s. But we tended, I think we kind of got lax after the turn of this millennium. It's like, okay, guys, we did it. Y2K did not happen. We're good. We don't have to do anything with this crap anymore. Fuck it. Let's make money. And Everybody focused on other things and forgot what we were ultimately trying to achieve here, that perfect union. Not perfect, more perfect. It says, in order to form a more perfect union, we the people. Well, we the people need to step up. We need to start instituting some regular changes. I would recommend we look over it every fucking year, but I mean, what would it hurt to make a review of the constitutional, amendments thus far and see if anything's happened in the past year, like, women's rights getting overturned after 50 years. I mean, that should have been dealt with right away, reversed, and fucking formalized in the Constitution. I mean, you'd think it would already be in there with just human rights, autonomy, the ability to do what you want with your own body as long as you're not forcing it upon somebody else or holding a gun with it and shooting somebody or robbing a bank or, stuff like that. Hurting other people. You should be able to make your own decisions over your own self. And I don't give a shit how you try to cut it. The cord is not cut until that baby is born. And until then, technically, it's a parasite. It is feeding off of the mother. It's not even a symbiotic relationship because the mother gets absolutely nothing out of it except maybe a little more oil to her hair and skin. Keratin grows a little faster. I don't know. Yes, okay. But no, pregnancy drains the mother. It's not symbiotic. It's not, you know, medically recommended to do too much or too often. Really, regardless of what some churches say. Um, Women were not put here just to be breeding machines. It's just something we are capable of doing with these bodies. In this physical realm, there are two pure genders, yeah. But I don't know who the fuck Trump thinks he is to tell people that they don't exist. And I'll tell you what, I heard a thing the other day about a trans lady who was trying to leave the country to go somewhere on a trip, business trip. She owned her own business and had her passport and all her stuff in order. But the people at the airport stopped her and said, I'm sorry, we can't let you on the plane with your passport because it's marked a woman and birth certificate shows that you were born a man. And I'm like, no, she was born a boy, but okay. Or she appeared to be a boy. Okay, because actually when you look really, really in all the births in the world between the perfect penis and the perfect vagina, this video took a whole different turn, huh? There is a whole range of appearances of gender, okay? And it does have a lot to do with how a person feels gender wise, because what causes the changes as the fetus is forming and deciding whether it's going to be a girl, still, stay a girl because everybody's a girl at first, or if it's going to let those, testosterone and other male hormones take over and, pull that vagina inside out to make it form into a penis. I'm being a little bit simplistic, but that is basically what happens. The tissues grow outward instead of inward, okay? It's not a vagina yet, even. We're not fully formed at certainly not conception. Trump said conception the other day. They have to go by their gender at conception. Okay, we're all girls. When the conception takes place and that egg starts to even form into a zygote, which is the very first form that our human, or probably any mammal, takes. The zygote isn't even really female or male. It's developing something that looks like a body of a lizard. But simply, we look like a lizard when we are a zygote, forming into the embryonic stage. We begin to take the shape of a baby, maybe look a little more like a chick for a while. If you've ever looked at a chick inside of an egg, they don't quite have their beak yet, and it's just blob. Very cool though, you can see the heartbeat and everything. They get lost. No, I'm a weaver. I weave. I'll eventually get back to the beginning of my story. Sometimes I do. Okay, where was I? Okay, the embryonic stage. I was talking about the male-female gender forming in the embryonic stage. That's when it happens. And that's like, 6 to 8 weeks into the pregnancy, sometimes before a woman even knows she is pregnant. It is in this embryonic stage. So all that first part happens really fast. I think the zygote stage only lasts a couple of weeks, maybe even just 10 to 12 days, something like that. And then it starts to change, and they give it a new name. It's still whatever. It's a blob that has a potential to turn into a baby if all goes well. That's what it is. And once it has, fully formed spine, brain, head, torso, legs, arms, hopefully fingers and toes, not necessarily all that imperative, but once the baby starts to look somewhat like, even it has little webbed hands that look like this, but it starts moving and it actually, realizes, hey, where am I? I think that may be the moment that the spirit enters that body that has now formed enough to contain the spirit, perhaps. Tiny as it may be, our spirit thankfully can, fit into anything, because we're just energy. And as we're learning with our, technology, energy really doesn't need that much room to do the job it can do. It's quite capable of doing many, many things in small places. So, I don't understand the discussion over I mean, Trump thinking he can make a fucking law. Oh, him and laws, my God. a law declaring there are only two genders. So this lady at the airport, hey, here we go. I'm back to the beginning. See that I'm such a genius. The trans lady at the airport that was refused permission to get on the plane with a passport that said she was a woman but had a passport, birth certificate, you know, announcing she was born as a boy. Says, I don't give a fuck. Put man. Give me a passport that says man. I don't care. And they're like, well, we can't do that either because your driver's license says you're a woman. Oh my god. All she wants is a passport to get out of the country for a few weeks. You know, maybe for good. They should appreciate that. Okay, so anyway, I had a small interruption there. Hair got windblown. Trump's got this trans lady, in a position where she basically doesn't exist. He just made a law that said this lady does not exist anymore because she's not fully a woman and she's not fully a man. She's somewhere in the middle. But no, they don't exist. There's nothing between male and female, only two sexes. Male and female. Dude, you know what? There are so many variations. It is a fucking spectrum. It's like everything else. It's kind of cyclical because we all start out as the same thing, you know. And it goes this way. Some people are a little less masculine and some women are a little less feminine and some are maybe prim and proper and some are like all muscle and, you know, fucking that's gender. I'm sorry. It just, that's, and it's actually has absolutely nothing to do with sexual preference either. So just, you know, that's a whole nother side of it that I could do a whole video on. Anyway, this has gone on long enough. I've rambled long enough, and I'll smoke with my nice little, my little Indian toker. Yeah, I don't know idea. So, you guys, have a good day. I'll do my best to get this uploaded and, you know, all the shit done to get it published today. And I'm gonna try to work on the rest of that stuff. Despite the fact that I've been off my meds for 3 weeks, I'm actually doing pretty well. And hopefully I'll have the money to get back on them next month. Unless Trump takes away my my disability payment. Which is not off the table, apparently. Okay, everybody, I love you. Sorry, so long. I hope you enjoyed most of the video, if you even stayed for the whole video. Love you guys. I will talk to you next time. Be blessed.